Come on.
How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good, Bogdan. How about yourself?
Not bad, man. Just had
Yeah,
like a 8, 9 hour drive from I was up in another part of the country, drove for about 8.5 hours, just got home.
9
damn.
hours.
For what?
Yep.
What
I
was it
was
for?
in Devon and I got roadworks and I was stuck for 3 hours plus 5.5 hours the road there.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate, you have that 9 hour drive. That ain't no fun right there. Don't want to curse
Yeah,
us,
I know.
boys, but I do believe we're live.
Cool.
Uh, I've got an advert there, so I'm guessing we're. How can we have an advert? We're not even live yet. Bloody advert on. There we go. Right. Yes. Yes. Professionalism there, you see, boys. You're live.
Right. We're
That's
on.
how
We're
we
not on.
roll.
I think we're on. That's
Yep.
professional.
There you go. Can't argue with that. I'll just do a formal and perfectly timed introduction. I'm going in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fix. Show 229. 229.
It's amazing.
30 shows. What about that?
Whoa.
Look at that. Jason's had his hair done perfectly. Look at that, eh?
I did get a nice trim.
Always.
There you go. You see? Bogdan's got
Always.
a nice do going down. Tell you what, son. Get all the good
I
looking
still
lads
have
on my show.
enough hair for one more bath. I still have it.
Yeah, there you go. Who the hell is this guy?
Hey, am I on the right direction? Am I going
No, you're doing a
horizontal?
few stunts, Robert. We've got you doing a bit of a wall hang. You've come
Oh,
in
no,
into
I got to go this way. Is
fashion. Yeah.
There we go.
No,
that better? Okay.
now it's got
Hey,
you
Robert.
upright. You're still on portrait mode. Unfortunately, it moved with you.
Oh,
But be on auto rotate.
maybe I turn it this way. That works.
Yes,
There you
Robert.
go.
Okay, good.
That's it.
There you go. Like a bow.
Okay. Great. We got quite a crew on.
Yeah. Look at Jason's hair. Look at that, Robert. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
come on. Got his hair
Yeah.
done. Bogdan Stoiker. So we want
Jason was
to
just here
minutes.
in Utah.
All Go on, Robert. So you were saying, mate. Oh, have we lost him?
Bad
I think
Oh, I
we
was
connection.
just saying, Jason was just here in Utah a month ago. I've never met Bogdan. Good to meet you, Bogdan. I've heard a lot about you from Neil over
Pleasure is
quite
all
a course
mine.
of time, and looking like you've been doing some great things, I can see.
Pleasure is all
Congratulations.
mine, Robert. Thank you very much. Appreciate a lot the invitation over there, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
So you
It'll be
go out
fun.
to
Yeah, this
America
is coming
quite
up less
soon.
than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're traveling. When is it? You travel? Is it the end of this week? When do you go?
Thursday. I'm leaving Thursday.
So me, I'm actually yeah. So
We got a live delay on you, Robert. At the moment, we've got a bit of a live delay on you. It's almost like we're on the old ITV news.
oh,
It's okay, mate. Go. You go.
you know what? If this doesn't clear up, why don't I? Is it good?
Yeah, I
I
think
can
we've got you now.
rejoin.
Nope, you're good. I think go for it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
If there's another problem, I'll just rejoin.
no problem. Listen, you're all right. It paused you in a good. When it paused, when you got lost, you were in a very good face. You look spot on. Usually it'll get me when I'm like, picking my nose or something. It'll get me at a really bad time. But Paul Lynn always it gets him when he's flexing. Never
Oh,
gets
that's
me like
good.
that, mate. Never gets me like that.
Yeah,
Having said that though, lads,
Paul
I'm
Lynn-
just
Paul
gonna
Lynn.
bust in with a quick super chat because I love this one. Insipid 22, check this out. Neil, the most handsome, thin genius to ever grace arm wrestling. And obviously he's been on crack cocaine. Thin? Ugh, that's pushing the boat out there, mate. And I look like I'm sponsored by Donut. So I don't think many people are I don't think many people that listen. Insipid, I love you. You keep it coming. Tell my wife I'm a genius. That'll be fine. Not a problem there. Handsome. Yeah, she'll definitely disagree with you on that one. Bogdan does that. He's the handsome guy. Ex-model, Bogdan. Did you know that, Robert? Ex-model. Bogdan Stoiker. Yeah. Tell him.
No,
Bob.
I didn't know that. No, he's got the Superman look with the glasses too. You know, Clark
Yeah.
Kent, Superman. Yeah, he's got that.
Tell him
I'll throw him
about
away
your
with-
modeling career, Bogdan.
What's that?
Tell him about your modeling career, mate.
Yeah, I've done that for about 15 years all over the world. Korea, Paris, Milan. I've been everywhere, but that's not for me anymore.
Tell you what, mate. It'd have definitely still been for me. If I was a good-looking enough lad and somebody said, I'll tell you what, Fatty, because they knew me. Tell you what, we'll fly you all around the world, take pictures of you. You can go to Paris, Milan, and we'll put you on the front cover of our magazine. I would have been there, Bogdan.
Yeah, but they wanted me slim all the time, man. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want
I'm
to be
out.
slim.
I'm out. Yeah, can't do slim. We don't do slim. That's not happening. Those days are gone. The Drew 24.
I need that. I need that Popeye the Sailor Man physique, man. I need those forearms. I'm working on them.
Look, well, hey, it's not all about forearm size. Look at Mindaugas Teresaitis. You see? What about that guy?
Sleeper, ultimate
bicep.
sleeper build.
He is. He doesn't look super strong, does he?
No,
No.
You
He
don't
doesn't
look
look
at Mindaugas and think, what a beast. But I'll tell you what,
very deceptive.
yeah. It's nice to see that all the people are paid to send in good super chats are coming flying in early, guys. Houdini Sports here. What a ladies' man. Neil, superb goatee. I'll tell you what, guys.
Yeah.
Whether you guys are getting, however much you're getting paid, you're not on enough, as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Enough about my stunning good looks, intelligence, and thin intimidation. No, it's never going to happen. Somebody just said I need to get on the carnivore diet. I do need to get on something like that, something that works, and you actually do.
He's on the milkshake diet.
Yeah, tell you, traveling all the time, it's hard to do a carnivore diet, particularly with so many milkshake shops around airports. It's a bad thing. Robert, any new announcements, mate? Because you know, now that Ray's not on, shutting me down, you could break any news you want on here tonight. I'm good.
Yeah, Robert, you can spill the beans now.
Anything.
Yeah. Well, we've got the matches all announced except for the surprise announcement. That'll be the winner or one of the selected winner finalist of the tournament the day before. So that'll be announced, you know, in about a week and 5 days.
So the tournament is on the Friday evening, correct?
It is. Yep.
Yeah. And I know that took place last year, didn't it? And it was very well attended. I think the event was pretty well attended. Jason, what's the sort of local? What's the local scene like down there, Jason? Is it pretty solid around?
Well, in this location, yes, for the Northeast, I think it's a really good location to get a lot of pullers, and I'd say a wide range of pullers too. I think we have a lot of high caliber people that will attend that are looking to continue to do or start to make a name for themselves by going to these types of events. So yes, I think it's an excellent idea, and it will be well received by the community. It's just a great location for getting everybody from Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Jersey, up north into New England. It's a really good location for it. So I think it's aces.
And what will sorry, Robert, go for it, mate.
Oh, sorry. That's where I first saw Philip Larson, was last year at King of the Table 13 in Atlantic City, and he won that division. He actually almost lost because Devin stepped in at the last minute and pulled him and exhausted him, and then he got beat in one of his let's see, it was Artem Taranyenko that beat him. But then in the finals, he took care of Artem. But anyway, that was where I first saw and first learned of Philip Larson, was at that tournament.
Have you had any updates
That's
on Philip at all in terms of his physical position? Because he had a wrist injury, got stem cells. The last I heard, he was recovering quite well. Have you been in touch with him?
Yeah, so I need to reach back out to him to see how he's doing now, but he was feeling better. And Infinity Functional Performance, one of our sponsors, took great care of him. Got him taken care of with stem cells. Got the MRI done. Took him over to get the MRI, and yeah, so he should be good. I hope he's back soon. I think the thing that we want to do from now on is keep people away from after polls. The after poll at his August 29th at MAC really messed him up. So I should have told him, because he's as a new poller. He's only been polling for what, 2.5 years, something like that, Neil?
Yeah, not long at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he didn't.
That's why
He
I
probably
don't after poll.
Yeah, he probably didn't know that. Hey, if you've got a big match coming up, the one in Switzerland, that he had to miss because of that. I I I I should have thought about it. It's my fault for not reaching out to him and telling him, hey, be careful, don't do the after poll. But I'll do that from now on our guys.
It is tempting,
Yeah.
though, isn't it? It's always super tempting.
Yeah.
Straight after the event.
Well, and you know what? I haven't asked Devin about this, but I'm pretty sure Devin has something to do with coaxing him and getting him to pull more. That's what Devin does, right? He just goes all night.
Devin is an outlier.
Yeah, yeah,
He's special.
he is.
He is. I mean, a lot of people talk about the changing of the guard moment in 2008 with John Brzenk, but not many people talk about what happened after the deep water event. After that
Well,
event, he pulled for literally 4 hours against a 30-strong collection of the best lads on earth, including John met multiple times, Michael Todd, Marcio Barboza. I mean, just we had a lineup of 30 guys from lightweight through to super heavyweight who were top ranked athletes. And Devon stayed on the table non-stop for 4 hours, just drinking water and arm wrestling everybody, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And he didn't take a loss for 3 to 4 hours. It was just insanity. I mean,
well,
normal man can't do
ridiculous.
that, you know?
well, that 2008 match at Arm Wars with Devin versus John, I actually told people before that match that John was going to lose, because at practice, I had Jason Zubak, the world long drive champion from Canada, in town, and he was at practice.
Whoa. Pause the story. World long drive champion. What, like golf?
Yeah, golf. He's a world long drive champion.
What is the longest drive ever?
Ever. Yeah, I mean, he was the best on earth for years. So during the 2008 period, he was still number one. I had him in from Calgary. That's where he lives. And he was at the practice. This was with John Brzenk. I was there. This was at Bob Brown's place. And I was feeling really strong at that. That was kind of a real peak area for, time for me.
Yep.
And for the first time, and this was just in practice, but we were really going at it fresh for fresh, I was able to beat John Brzenk. And I'm like, John, something's wrong with you. What's going on? And he said, my wrist, I've got, wrist problems, and it's a little hurt. And I said, why are you going to Arm Wars to fight Devin when you're injured? And he said, because I gave my word, and I'm not gonna bail. So he didn't say a word. He didn't tell anybody that he was injured, and so he lost, convincingly, and then he healed up, fairly soon after that, because then he beat Denis Saplinkov, maybe a month or two after that. So
yeah, it was about 7 weeks after. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what happened. The other thing about John, this is what makes him like the GOAT is my mind as well, is he never gave excuses. So he was also injured one time before that when he pulled Ron Bath, and Ron beat him. And he was interviewed afterwards, and I knew he was injured. Everybody at practice knew, that he practiced with knew he was injured, but he again wouldn't bail out on the organization or on the promoter, and he went anyway. And when he lost, he didn't give any excuses. He didn't give any excuses before. He just said Ron felt like a telephone pole. So he gave all the credit to Ron, didn't mention anything about his injury. and that's just John Brzenk. So the other thing too, I really like about John that he's kind of a one of a kind. He would go right into people's strengths, where he wanted to test every opponent. So he'd go into their strength, and I'd be thinking, why is he going into their strength? What doesn't it do what everybody else does, and go into his strength and beat him as fast as he can? He didn't want to. He wanted to test everybody. And that's how he got better, and he would develop more of an arsenal over the years.
That's
So
why I
anyway,
always loved watching him.
yeah, yeah, he's amazing. So
not only that,
Fearless.
he was one of the easiest people to set up with of all time.
oh yeah,
Oh my God, he was easy to set up with.
yeah, he definitely was. But at the same time, I think that Devin Larratt is also rivaling for greatest of all time as well, because that guy, even though he will, get every advantage possible. I mean, in the setup, whatever the refs will allow, whatever the rules will allow, he'll take. And I've I've defended Devin on this. I mean, like, hey, if the rules allow it and the refs allow it, you take whatever you can get. John didn't feel that way, so John was like, hey, I'm just going to take a fair grip and just go. And so you got to admire that, but I also don't disagree with Devin as well and his way of doing things. And one thing I remember too about when I first spent a lot of time with Devin. I went to his house. Bob Brown and I went to his house in right outside of Ottawa in Richmond, and this was in 2014. And I know Devin because I mean you and I both met him in 1999 at Tokyo World Championships, WAF World Championships, where he took third place in the 100 kg, and that was my first WAF as well. I took third place in the 110 kg.
Mhm.
Anyway, we Devin was just amazing. Like he was doing push-ups and was challenging anybody to do push-ups. And Bob Brown said, "Hey, I'm pretty good at push-ups. I'll challenge it." And so Devin got to 100, and I think it was 180. It's either 150 or 180, and so did John, or so did Bob Brown. And when they got to 150 or 180, Bob said, "Hey, are you getting tired?" And he said, "Oh no, I can go forever." So Devin could have, at that time, his record was 1,800 push-ups.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and that's
stupid
and
stuff.
that's when I first met Devin. Anyway, we went back and really got to know Devin back. Bob and I flew to Ottawa in 2014, and I was like, this guy. I mean, we spent 3 days with him. All we did is arm wrestle, and eat, and train, in the gym. And this guy was just an animal and just a great, ambassador. I went back to Utah to their practice. I told John Brzenk and and the other guys there too. Todzilla was also part of our practice group,
Yeah.
living in Utah. And I said, hey, this guy Devin Larratt, everybody knows him, but this guy is the best ambassador of our sport of anybody I've ever seen in my life. This guy's going to do great things for our sport, and that's when I knew Devin is going to make some big changes, and he did, and he has, and he is. So anyway, that's my little story on John and Devin, both amazing guys. Both, I mean, Devin, I think is still got a little bit to go. If he can upset Levon in the supers, boy, I don't know, how you could deny him, in at least partial GOAT status.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think it's like football, motorcycle racing, tennis. There's so many people who've got their own GOAT,
Mm-hmm.
I think John's quite standalone in that he's kind of universally recognized by the he's like the arm wrestlers go, and you know what I mean. He's like
Yeah.
forget the fans. If you're a competitor, John's sort of the goat. If you're Devon, John's the goat. You know what I mean. He's that guy, isn't he? He's just unbelievably respected because he just did what he did for so long. Dev is, I mean, for me, Devon's past proving. There's a number of guys that are in that have that kind of status. And one of the things that I always found so impressive with John is that when I came into the sport like 40 years ago, it's bloody ridiculous, isn't it? But he was a middleweight. We're talking 85 kilo guy, 187 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wrap your head around that.
Yeah. Well, he was 175 when he was I think he was 19, and he was world champ at 175.
And at the weight of 85 kilos, I saw him beat Richard Lupkus.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Richard beat John a lot as well. He has a winning record on John. But as a middleweight, it's just otherworldly. And this was a prime, solid Richard Lupkus. Ridiculous. You can't. It's hard to fathom when you know how strong Richard was. Hard to wrap your head around. What a guy. Yeah, John, past proving. So I've seen that guy do things he's got no right to do.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Man's an animal.
And he would just go against anybody. I mean, but what I learned about John, the reason why he would go with him, I mean, he wouldn't turn down any big match. I mean, when he was 18 years old, he decided, I'm going to be a professional arm wrestler. This is going to be my career. So he took a job as an airline mechanic because he knew he could get his flights for free, and then that would help him retain more of his winnings, right? So he would just go wherever the biggest prize money was around the world, around the country, around the world, whatever it was. That's where he would go. It didn't matter how many weight divisions he would want to enter as many weight divisions as possible to make as much as he could, because that's why he was doing it, really. That was in his mind. I mean, that's his main profession, even though, the airline industry or the airline company is what paid his bills for the most part. Mm-hmm. So it made him the greatest of all time, I think, because he was really focused on the money as much as anything. And people don't know that about John, but he is focused on that, and so I remember watching him pull at East versus West. I think it was East versus West 6. You would know better. You have a better memory than I do, Neil, and you were there, and I was too. And John was pulling Iraqli, and John he never said a word about this, never made excuses, but he told me, I said, "What's going on, John?" And we were walking around town in Istanbul and Pendik, and he couldn't breathe very well. I mean, like he was getting winded, and I said, "What's wrong? Are you sick?" And he said, "Oh, I've had long COVID for a while. I thought I'd be over it by now." And I said, "And you're still going to pull?" He goes, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going to pull, no problem." So he was pulling Iraqli. He beat him. I mean, it was, and then Iraqli started to beat him. So it was, I think it was 3-3. So they were tied. It was even. And then there was a call that was made that Iraqli won, and that was, and the rest came back to the table, said, "Hey, we got it wrong. Come back up, John." And John said, "Oh, just let him have it. Just give it to him." And I said, "John, just give it to him. Why would you do that?" And I said, "If you were getting paid a win bonus, if you won, like if you got $1,000 more, would you go back up there?" And he said, "Oh, if I got $1 more, I'd go back up there." And so I told Engen that after the match. I said, "Hey, by the way, this is what John told me. He would have gone back up there against Iraqli if he got paid, any more money." He goes, "Oh, I would gladly pay him a lot more money." So he did. From then on, he gave the win bonuses. But anyway, that's John. He did it. It was a job. It was a career for him. He looked at it as a career and as, to make money. And he would go anywhere, challenge anybody anytime, and make no excuses, no matter what the situation was, or how sick he was, or how injured he was. Didn't matter. And then he would just show up the next time and rectify the loss if there was one. Anyway, have to admire John for that. And I don't think there's anybody that could ever truly surpass him as the GOAT, just because he excelled. He was at the very top of his game for 40 years, really about 40 years. You could argue 35, but at any rate, there's such a long period of time. I don't think anybody could ever do that. Plus, in multiple weight divisions, and at a lighter weight guy, a 200 pounder, 198 pounder, 220 pounder, beating everybody on earth.
Yes,
I don't know that anybody could do that. But at any rate, that's just, I just admire the guy.
Oh, he's mate.
Of course.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
John's John.
Yeah, John is John. It's that there's John,
John is John.
and then there's everybody else.
Yeah, that's all you can say. John is John.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, yeah, there's John, and then there's the other dudes.
Yeah,
It's not.
Well, there's got to be somebody coming up through the ranks. I think these younger guys, we've got some great talent coming up that I think could be that guy.
They'll have to be bloody good to top John, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I don't know that it's possible, actually, just because, at this level, the level is so high in the world. It's not like it wasn't that high, in my opinion, in the earlier era. It just wasn't that deep.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
were great,
The depth is
the
different.
depth is incredible. It's
The depth
just,
is different.
yeah. And so to do what John did, I don't know if it's possible to do in this era, but
What made John the outlier?
yeah.
He transcended the weight divisions, and that was the thing that made him the difference, as Bogdan's saying. I mean, he went to, you can say, oh yeah, there wasn't the depth necessarily in some of the classes like the supers, but talking about, I think, a guy that dominated from the middleweights up. He'd pull anyone all the way up, and I still am a firm believer that a prime John cracks anyone at his weight. A prime John at his weight cracks anyone at his weight ever in history. And I really firmly believe.
Oh yeah, at his weight, absolutely.
Pretty much with ease, in my opinion. I really do believe that he's just an absolute weirdo, made to do it. Henry Bowers will just go in and said, Merlo and Bogdan, two of my favorite pullers, bass curls. Yeah, fishing superstar. Hey, so come on, Robert. You were saying Jason came to Utah the other week, and I think that was the first time you'd had a good look at him. Now, if you remember, I've been talking about this dude for a long while. He's a bad man. He's one of those guys that's on the radar. So, in fact, hope of these guys, to be honest.
Well, so I feel terrible for saying this, but the guy who actually put on the event is a guy named Brady McIntyre, who does the underground in Utah. He by the way, just a little insight. So he came to me over a year and a half ago and said, hey, I want to start putting on events in Utah, in kind of big ways. Can you help me? Will you help me? And he said, I'm not doing it for the money. I just want, I think arm wrestling is cool. And I want to do it for the people in my club. So he's got this club. There's like some of the richest guys in Utah all are members of this private club, right? And he has bare knuckle fighting, he has boxing, he wanted arm wrestling.
What a great club!
Yeah,
sounds like an awesome club.
But it's a really cool club. It's
awesome.
super cool. But Jason, you met Brady, right? You know what a cool
guy
is.
Brady's a good guy.
So anyway, he said, hey, can you help me? And I said, well, now this was before I was doing EVW. I said, well, I'm kind of busy at work, but I said, I'll help you. But I said, the best guy for this is Bob Brown. Let me introduce you. So I called Bob, and Bob's like, yeah, I'll talk to him. So put those two guys together. Bob's great. Brady's great. So they bring this, so they're bringing more of these events to Utah. And so I thought, the guys who clear heavy favorite, in my opinion, was Craig Touye. And I've seen Jason. I saw him take I think it was second or third place at the big round robin, the 12-man round robin.
Yes.
So he did really, really well. So I knew how good I knew how good he was. But I really thought, and I even told Brady, and I didn't know Jason was standing right behind me, and I said, oh yeah, the heavy favorite is Craig Touye. And then I get up and then Jason proved me wrong. I mean, he's like, wow, this guy has really, really stepped up, and he's always been good, but now I think he's at a different level. So
So,
and then the next day to go from winning just beating everybody so clearly and in a dominant field.
mhm.
The top 10, was it 8 of the top 10 were there, and all of the top, I mean, the top 6 or 7 in the North
Yes.
America were there. And so to clearly dominate like that is like incredible. Then the next day to go ahead and beat the number 1 in North America with relative ease, which was Paul Talbot, left-handed. I was like, wow, this guy is special. So anyway, that's
Now let's
and
talk left hand, Robert, because East versus West 21 right around the corner. And this is a left-hander. Mayan and Jason, both first time at East versus West, both brand new. Mayan
yeah,
is no bum. This kid.
no, oh no, you see what he did yesterday.
Yep.
I mean he and John Terrian is not a slouch by any
No.
standard. And it was like John wasn't even there. I mean, it was way more dominant than I thought. But also, you've got Jason Merlo, who is, I mean, very, very dominant as well. I mean, to beat the number 1 guy in North America left-handed, the guy that also beat Tom Rositz, who just went against Joke in Switzerland. I mean, Paul Talbot beat him, beat Tom's Rositz. And now you've got a guy in Jason who just clearly dominated that guy. I mean, it's like, wow, this is going to be, I mean, shouldn't probably be an undercard match. It's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, I'm
I think
looking
it's
forward to
awesome that it's going out as one of the undercard matches, because I think that really, number one, some of the benefit there, you can think that that's a bad thing. I actually think it's a good thing for a lot of those athletes, because you're going to get more notoriety. You're going to get ultimately more views.
Way more views.
And I think that I've had so many messages. Oh, have you heard of this guy, Jason Merlo? Like he's a new guy. I actually put on the banner tonight on the thumbnail. I actually put oak aged Merlo, because the dude has served his time. This guy is barrel aged. He's been in this sport for a long period of time, kicking ass, taking names, catching fish. What's not to like? We've got Bogdan Stoica, same deal. Kicking asses all over the place. First time out at East versus West, and a massive opportunity for these lads to make their name. And in Jason's case, against another newcomer. So I do like the fact that we're seeing some of these new guys who were badasses getting a shot, and good characters too. And that's. I mean, you must be excited, Jason. This is a bit of it's on home territory, mate. Home turf for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's incredible, and thank you everybody for such the kind words to begin with. But yeah, and yeah, home territory. That's really good for me. Puts a lot of pressure on me, but it's definitely very good. And I think one of the biggest things that everybody is going to see is I think the level of dedication that the people who do know of me, they're gonna show everybody that. And I think it's going to be a big voice that you're going to hear when people see these matches, like these, let's call it quote unquote newer faces coming to the spotlight. And that's what's going to continue to grow a certain level of notoriety of sport, because there's a lot of those people out there. And like I'm even happy for my end, because it sounds like this is a completely gifted athlete that does need that spotlight, and the potential that he has there to continue to boost his fan base. Like, that is a huge deal when everybody's looking to continue to grow the sport. And yeah, like, these are uncharted territories or uncharted waters of bringing those fans to the biggest stage in the sport at East vs. West.
So just for everybody's benefit, Jason, just give people and people in the chat and people watching at home a bit of an indication of just how long you've been arm wrestling and an indication of the titles and accolades you've won to date?
So I've been in the sport now, actively practicing and pulling for 10 years now. This is my 10th year in the sport. And yeah, like, I'd say the first, let's say, 7 years of my career, I didn't travel too much. I didn't want to travel. I really didn't have any desire to travel. Um, I didn't know really what my goals are, but slowly but surely the goals starting it turning into, you know, everybody was saying, such a strong hand and so much potential there. And I had such a dedication to the sport that, it started turning into the possibility of, wow, like possibly getting ranked in North America. That may be a good goal to start going after. And slowly but surely, I started getting those opportunities. And then I was in a spot where, people started denying me these opportunities because of how little social media presence and how little I wanted to travel. And I think what I did was I used that to my advantage. I told everybody, keep sleeping on me because now is when you want to shut me up. You don't want to shut me up a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, because when that time comes, way too late. So you keep pushing me off or thinking that the juice is not worth the squeezing. So I think I strategically put myself in that position to lurk under the waters and be super quiet about it because I continued to progress. And now that I am getting the opportunity to travel, and now that I'm more open to traveling, I think it perfectly happened to the point where now I'm ready. Now I'm taking those steps. Now everything's starting to come into the place. And I'm showing that I belong at this level. And I think some people are regretting I should have shut that guy up 4 years ago.
Well, I
Now
know
they can't.
you're gonna be. I'm sure that you're gonna be a fan favorite. I am sure you're going to be a fan favorite. I wanted to drop in on Bogdan a little also. Um, Bogdan, yourself and Jason have met. You're familiar with each other. You've pulled on the same cards. I think you've pulled each other. You
Yes.
you know quite a bit about this man. How did you did you expect, or how do you expect this match to go? Because I know you speak very, very highly of Jason Merlo.
Uh, if if power was the only thing in arm wrestling, I don't know Mayan's power, but he looks ridiculously strong. Uh, just because everybody's saying he's ridiculous, I would be inclined to go like power on Mayan, but like Jason has so much more. It's hard to beat Jason just by being more strong than him. That's what people don't understand. You can't beat Jason just by brute forcing your way because he's so technical and he makes so many adjustments during the match. You got to find that little one weak spot, and he's guarding that like with his life in the match. He's very good technically, like one of the best technical pullers, top rollers I've met, and I've pulled a lot. The way he sets up, the way he does everything, it's like clockwork. So to be able to take that away from him, you need to be like, I think, twice as strong as him or a lot stronger than him. Because let's say Mayan beats him on raw power, I still think Mayan is like, in my eyes, he's not the favorite because he doesn't have the experience. And I don't know what's going to happen when, let's say, the match stops. The match stops and he really gets tested, because we haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I've seen him being dominant, and I've seen a lot of people be dominant until they met Jason, and then including myself. First round, I met Jason and I didn't have an answer for him. I had to dig very, very deep to find something. And I pride myself on having quite a bit of experience on table with all kinds of pullers. So yeah, it's going to be hard for Mayan, even if he's over Jason on strength, raw strength, because he looks incredible. It's a very hard match because Jason is very, very technical, very tricky, very adaptive. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a great match. I mean,
Yeah.
the styles make matches. I mean, this Mayan style just raw horsepower, lots of side
Yeah.
pressure, lots of hook pressure, and wrist. But then you've got Jason, who's dominant in a top roll. His hand control is superb. I don't see anybody in that in that weight taking his hand. At least not until you get to the very, very most elite of the East versus West athletes, and that's just a matter of time, I think, for Jason to reach those levels. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see as Jason gets his side pressure caught up to his top roll and his back pressure.
Mhm.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean that's scary.
Jason, how much
That's
homework have
dangerous.
you done?
I mean, I've done a little bit of homework, but there's not much homework to do out there. So when, you don't really see too much information on a puller, what you got to do is you got to focus on yourself and what you're going to do, right? And I think that's really important because I think a lot of people could psych themselves out by thinking so much about what is my opponent going to do? How am I going to combat this? Or what am I going to do to adjust? And then they just lose so much focus on why don't you just do what you're good at and see how that goes first and then adjust from there. So, I'm almost taking this match and it's not taking it lightly whatsoever because yeah, like the grand consensus is this guy is super, super, super strong and he's a gifted athlete that is getting the recognition that he needs now. So this is going to be very difficult coming across that. But the way that I have to approach this is just like a tournament. You got to see who's going to actually show up and you got to adjust accordingly. And I think that's one of the things that I could pride myself on because I think I'm able to keep a certain level of composure that allows me to think,
Yeah.
analyze, and adjust. And I think that's one thing that I might be able to bring to this that may give me a little bit of an edge. With him being in the sport for such a short period of time, I'm hoping all of those other things of, a big crowd or big stage or this big win that he just took yesterday, like, for me, I hope that goes to his head a little bit and he starts to think more of himself where he might get a little bit of comfort for what he can do. Um, so, those are the things that I see. And like I said, all I can do is focus on what I'm gonna do, and then we adjust accordingly and we can see what we feel once we get up to the table. And that's it.
So we got a super chat just come in. There's a lot of people having good nights out there tonight, as we can clearly tell by another one of our fabulous super chats. The kind we like here on the Fix. Coach LB Viking with a super chat. Thanks very much, mate. Hope you're well. And sounds like you're enjoying a beer. It says 2026 early prediction. Neil comes out of retirement sporting a crusty haircut and competing in 115s, so I can even put on a few kilos. First match is versus Dexter Tan in February. You know what, mate? I'll take that match.
Yeah, I'd have to give that match to you. I would never set that match.
Only chance I've got. There you go. I'll take that one. But Dexter's not allowed to train. How's that? Right? You can't listen. Dexter 115 is super cruel. What's Dexter weighing, like 176?
No, he's probably well now because he's a foodie like me and you, Neil. We like to eat. So he's probably a little bit more now, but yeah, he's clearly under 200.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
without a doubt. I think I have a back tit that weighs a similar weight. So yeah, it's a bit of an uneven match. I'm a lean, clean 112 kilos of power and love, ladies and gentlemen. But I will take that match if he wants to step into the 115s. We've had another super chat. Let's have a look. I have to check these off now because sometimes we get super chats that are a little bit on the ragged edge. So Drago Borensko 6502. Thank you very much for your super chat. Was the Iron Man, Iron Yoronchescu, any good? Yes, he was, mate. Yes, he really was. Now that kid was an athlete. Iron Yoronchescu was mega strong. And a countryman.
When I started,
Very own Bogdan Star.
when I started, I started training with him. He was the one that started training me like 6 months in, and he trained me for about 2 years. Well, he demolished my arms. That's how he used to train people. But yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, great guy on Chescu, solid as hell, and his leg strength. My God. A little story for you. There were some Finnish arm wrestlers. We were in Poland, and we're walking down the main street in Poland in Warsaw. And few people may know that this guy was an exceptional climber. Okay, so the Finnish guys are up on this balcony, and everybody's getting ready for weigh in, and they're waving the pizza box, going, "Hey, look at this! We got pizza," because we hadn't made weight yet. And I'm thinking, I said, "Oh, the bastards! They got some pizza up there." Quite partial to a pizza, unless it's with Michael Todd because he tries to kill you by pizza. But that's another story, not for tonight. Ioannescu looks at me and he's like, "You want that pizza?" I'm like, "I wouldn't mind it, mate." And he says, "No problem." Sets off, runs across the road, climbs up the outside of the building, jumps over the rail,
Yeah,
steals
like
the
him.
pizza. This is the bit. Jumped down. And I mean, jumped down. And it was like, I don't know, 15 feet, 20 feet onto the road, landed and rolled out of it, gave me the pizza. I'm like, what? You know, pizza was knackered. He'd just done a forward roll after a 15-foot jump. But I'm not fussy, Bogdan. I'm not fussy, son. So that pizza got tucked in. And that's it.
Yep. It's not the craziest thing I've seen him do.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not the craziest thing I've seen him do.
Quite an hombre. Yeah. Quite an hombre. Another one, he when I first met him, and he walked up to me and he said, "Do you train legs much?" I said, "Not that much." He said, "Feel my legs." I thought, okay, that's very forward.
Yeah.
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 He's had you do that, Annie. I can tell.
Yeah.
Did you feel his thighs? Yeah. Have you ever felt wrong? It's like, what the fuck? When there's something just not right, is there? When you stood there in front of a crowded room in a dude's thighs, and you're like,
no.
Nah.
Yeah, but that's something he would do 100%.
That was a party piece. Do you do that a lot, Robert? You ever have a guy, just go into a group of dudes and be like, "Tell you what, guys,
feel my thighs, feel the fiber, just rub it a bit."
There, like that.
Never came across that kind of a guy.
No, it's not. No, it was a Ioannescu thing. Jon, if you're out there watching, mate, I love you, but you can't deny it. There's a few guys who grip that leg. Yeah, what an hombre. What an absolute hombre. So I'm going to turn the tables here a little bit. Jason Merlo, you're a very good friend of our very own White Oak, member of the Fixed Crew.
That's all right.
You also know Bogdan Stoica very well. And there's a few people out there think this isn't a match. What's your opinion?
I mean, I think, I pulled with Bogdan, and it's unbelievable once he gets his shoulder in, and Bogdan has a whole list of unbelievable people that he's beaten, and it's like, wow, how? And these are a range of people in different weight classes, and it's pretty incredible. It's remarkable, and it's amazing that I think Bogdan has gone onto the radar quite a bit as well with that. What I think in this match is I do think Bogdan may have difficulty getting his shoulder in against how Paulin sets up. Paul has this, he locks in his pronation and sets up with his shoulder way behind his hand in order to secure pronation. And I think, like I said, that's how Paul has automatically developed his style. And I think that might be challenging for Bogdan to navigate, because I think Paul's setup is going to initially block what Bogdan needs to get his shoulder in. But if he does, and then he starts to attack that bicep, especially on the defensive side of Paul, if Bogdan can get that in, then I think it's going to be a really tough day for Paul to pull defensively. I think Paul needs to be offensive on this, so I truly don't think this match either way would turn into much of a war, to be honest with you. I think it'll be a fairly quick match either way, whether it's Paul the one that's winning or Bogdan the one that's winning.
Yeah, you think it's headshot dead?
I do. I do.
Very interesting.
They
We've
both
just
have
had
the ability to adjust, but like I said, I think I know I felt where Bogdan is super, super strong. And if he gets that in, then I do think it's Bogdan's day. But I have a feeling Bogdan is he's going to have a challenge navigating how Poland sets up.
Interesting. Technical challenges coming. It is coming quick, guys. East versus West 21. We're only 2 weeks away. Can't wait, Bristling. We got special guests coming. No Limits Devon Larratt is going to be there. Travis the Beast Agent making a comeback. He will be there. Chael's son and the bad guy will be there. It's all happening.
Well, actually, yeah. So
Oh.
I've got to give an update on that. So we're trying to reach Chael. We're not sure what's going on. We've been working through his manager, and there's some hiccups, and so we're not sure what's going on. So I've asked Devon to reach out directly to Chael so that we can navigate any issues. So anyway, that's a little bit up in the air on him. But the good news is that we have Travis coming in. We just brought him in about 4 or 5 days ago is when we Travis and I worked that out. The problem is we have too many great commentators at this event. So we've got Ray that'll be there. We've got Devon that's going to be jumping in and out wherever's needed, and then we've got we may have Auden step in for one match, for the Canadian side with Jocelyn. So and then of course you're you're everywhere, Neil. You're also commentating as well as announcing. So so I didn't know that there'd be a place for Travis. I mean, I want to get Travis back as soon as possible, but I'm like, Travis, I don't know if we have room. But we went ahead and worked it out. Whether or not everybody shows up, Travis is going to be there. So that's a for sure.
Did Travis speak about pulling again at all?
Yeah, I talked to him about that and said, hey, we'd like to get you back left-handed. And he said he really wants to, but right now he's so focused on his boys.
Yeah,
He's got Tyson, of course, that's with the Bears.
Yeah.
And then his
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra is now a freshman at Shepherd, and he's gonna Travis said he's gonna break every record that Tyson set, is even gonna climb to higher heights. So he wants to be there for both of his sons. So I'm not sure when he's going to be able to come back, but he does want to.
Phenomenal stuff. In the meantime, Merlot and Stoica propping it up, guys, in the interim. And you never know. Myself and Dexter Tan in February.
I don't think that's going to happen, Neil.
Probably not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, man. Nice try, though, Coach Bill.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
So Dragos came back. He said, that's why I ask about Ioannescu. He needs to make a comeback. Another dude who could make a comeback. Be interesting. All these legends coming back to arm wrestling. And
Setkan Gashevsky. That's another one we want back.
Yes, it is. Ooh. Svetan's a beast, let me tell you now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I almost pulled Svetan a few months ago. Almost.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But the thing was, like, when I had the match with Plamen on the left.
Yeah.
He was like, well, my training partner wants a match on the right, so do you want to take it? And I had another match which I agreed to, like a week after that. A week after the Plamen match, I had another one in Germany on the right hand.
Okay.
And I said, Plamen, give me a bit. So I thought about it, and like in my mind, I was like, I know how to beat Svetan. I know how to, but he will ruin me. He will destroy me. And I couldn't touch another man's hand for a month after that.
Yeah.
And I said, I would love to, but respectfully, I have to decline on this occasion.
Should be,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be wonderful if we can get him back. If there is a compromise with the WAF,
He's awesome.
we can get him
Well,
back.
I don't know. I don't know
Tremendous.
why we couldn't, Neil. Maybe with your help as well. Maybe we can all help to make this happen.
Yeah. Have a
but
conversation
I,
with the
I
relevant
think
people.
I don't see why we can't. If we've got, you know, I mean, his countryman, you know, is back. So now we have Jordan back in WAF. Now we have him back in EVW. So why couldn't I don't understand all the details, but I don't know if one's back for kind of the same reasons, why couldn't they both be back?
Yeah, and Plamen Dimitrov maybe
Yeah,
also.
we want all of them. Yeah, we want Plowman back for sure.
I mean, let's be honest. So many extraordinary arm wrestlers from that part of the world. Obviously, Stoyan Gulamanov always been one of my favorite arm wrestlers. He's an absolute weapon.
Yeah,
Super strong dude. So yeah, it's always been a stronghold of world arm wrestling. So many phenomenal arm wrestlers come out of Bulgaria over the years, none better than um, the incredible Svetlana Gashevsky, who really is a master. And their super heavyweight representation at this event couldn't be much stronger. He says he's on the very best form he's ever been in. He's going to need to be.
Did you see his shape? Did you see his V shape? That
yeah, his shape is technically described as big.
Well, he's just as big as, if not bigger, up top, but then his waist goes down to a V now.
Did
you see that?
Did he shape up a little bit? Did he
I'll tell you what, Bogdan.
Oh,
lemon diet.
Lemon diet, but also he also stopped eating sugar. He told me, and he also walks 8 kilometers 3 times a week, and it's in the mountains, so it's not an easy 8 kilometers, right?
No.
So he's really shaped, and then he's pulling twice a day. So he's pulling every day as much as possible. I mean, like, so 8 days he pulled with Krasimir, and he pulled with Sasho for 8 days straight, twice a day. And he said neither one of them got one win on him in those 8 days. He just felt so strong.
And that's two good training partners to have hang off your arm.
Yeah, but he's pulling twice a day no matter what. I'm just saying.
The Bulgarian system.
He thinks he is the strongest he's ever been, and he does not think that Michael's going to beat him.
Can't wait.
Yeah, but does he have a press?
Yeah, so that's what I've asked him.
Trouble.
I asked him if he's working on his press, and he said he's been studying the video of Ermis versus Michael in East versus West 15 in Tbilisi earlier this year. And it's a perfect playbook. In fact, John Brzenk called Ermis after that match and said, Ermis, that was picture perfect, exactly how to beat a King's Mover. And that's what Georgi Setkov has been studying. He said he watches it before he goes to bed at night. He watches it when he wakes up. He said he's studying it, and he's also been talking to Ermis quite a bit. So yeah, he's been working it. But he said
that's the thing, isn't it? That's what he needs.
But he said that he's working that and he's studying, but he said he doesn't even know if he's going to need the press because his arm is so much stronger, and he said, and I believe it, he's untop rollable. No one's been able to top roll him, not even Devin. So, and Devin did not have an easy match with Georgi Setkov either when they pulled a couple of years ago.
No.
And also too, I think Georgi's being underestimated by a lot of people too, because he's not as high as in the rankings as Michael, but he lost to Kurdeka when I was there that day at East versus West. He almost had his foot amputated, but he would not back out of the match.
Oh, his foot was horrendous.
Oh, it's horrendous. But so he lost. That was his only loss in I don't know how many years. Well, I mean, with Devin he lost, but it wasn't. I mean, Devin was winded, exhausted It wasn't an easy day for Devin, definitely. And Devin could not
No.
get his wrist to go back.
No,
Yeah.
we had a lot of experience with that, myself and the mighty Bogdan Stoica. We were in the dark card with them, watching them pull backstage, on the stage, all over the place, and that was quite an experience. They were going at it there, and I know that day Georgie showed up with massively high expectations, and he was very strong. Just an update on that, guys. Also, last night, Titan House 3 Episode 1 was released for the channel members. So any Almost YouTube channel members, released it last night. Very, very strong show. And as I said last week, we had Terry Hollands and Rob Frampton came to my house, and we're training here at the Freak Shop. So, and Terry Hollands is, I mean, we know Rob Frampton, lifer, but I'll tell you what, Terry Hollands is keen as mustard. Guy is keen. So yeah, more continue to come. More continue to come. So the transition is on, guys. Not to mention the dark card will be coming. It will be going for a period of 9 weeks, if not more, guys. The dark card on the Titan House started yesterday. Will continue this next weekend. We'll then take a break while we're in Atlantic City to let East versus West do their thing. And then we'll start again when East versus West is done. So just a note for everybody there. We started last night, Titan House for the next 9 weeks, and then the dark card for a couple of weeks also. So a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Now, I want to, before we jump off, I want to just go back to Mayan and Jason, because a lot of people will have seen Jason pulling on the right arm. And I had quite a few messages when I was coming in here saying, oh, Jason's more of a right arm guy, whereas Mayan is a left arm specialist. So that's going to be the thing. Now, Robert alluded to this earlier. Jason can pull very balanced on both arms. I wanted you to hear it from him. Talk to me about right arm, left arm balance, Jason.
So I am a right-handed guy, right? And when I started training, I would train both arms. And it wasn't until I got hurt in 2017 pulling RVJ, where I had a partially torn UCL in my right arm, that my left started to take off. And until I'd say 2 or 3 years ago, my right has been pretty injury free and inflammation free. So during those years, my left continued to climb tremendously. So I believe right now it's pretty even. But there was definitely a period of time, a long period of time, where my left was definitely better than my right. And it turned into a favorite for me because I would basically be pulling injury free my entire career left-handed, where on my right, there were certain positions that I would be put into where inflammation would start to blow up in my right hand and I'd hate it. And, that's where my left kind of started taking place and growing tremendously. So my left is pretty dang good, everybody. And my left is something that I enjoy. And it's just been something that, the general public doesn't like to see much of. So that's why I don't think it's gotten the notoriety or the eyes on it. But yeah, I would even to this day, I would consider my left slightly better than my right.
And,
So,
and
Jason,
is this a strength thing or technical thing? What, break that down for us a bit, Jason.
It's different. The left pulls differently than the right. I honestly think I could pull in a lot more areas in my left than my right. So I think I'm a little more versatile. I think I'm slightly a little less technical with the left. But I think that's where the versatility and where I can pull sort of compensates for the slight downgrade in technicality from my right. So yeah, just like the little subtle movements that you could do with your hand and getting caught up with the setup. I think that's where we might be a little less of, but I think everywhere else, pretty much my left makes up for it. And that's where I have quite a bit of confidence with it. And yeah, that's why I think also, depending on what I feel in round one, and if this guy blows me out of the water in round one, it doesn't really deflate my confidence. It just means I got to think and I got to adjust. And the left has the ability to do that.
Roadmap.
Well, hey, Jason, what's stronger side pressure wise, left or right?
Probably my left.
Ah, well, that's going to serve you well in this match with Mayan.
It could. It could. How
Yeah,
tall is Mayan? How tall is Mayan?
Say 5'11", 6 foot.
I thought he was a little shorter than that, but you would know better than I do, Neil. I thought he was a little shorter.
He's not a big kid. He's not a particularly massive guy. He's just, very
Yeah,
belies his power. When you look at him,
yeah,
you wouldn't look at Mayan and think, "Oh, what a beast! Kid's strong, really strong."
yeah.
So
No, I think both guys. I mean, win or lose, if Mayan loses, I mean, he's got a big future with us, and the same with Jason. I mean, either way, these guys both are going to be invited back.
Oh, that's incredible. And I thank you all for that. But yeah, I mean, even at Mayan, he's what, 22, 23 years old. The kid is so young, regardless of what I feel in 2 weeks. The fact that he's at this level 3.5 years in, this guy is, say I win in 2 weeks. I know he's going to be knocking at my door a year from now, 2 years from now, because he's only 22 or 23 years old. So this kid
Yep.
has an incredible length of time where he's going to continue to grow. And yeah, it sounds like he's going to be a problem. So in this scenario, I want to shut him up now so I don't have to pull him for a
Yeah.
little while. So I want to shut him up now. I want to I want to get
Yeah.
rid of this problem now.
Yeah, yeah. Smart, smart. Well, I mean, and the same goes for you, Bogdan. Win or lose, you got a big future with us. And I said the same thing to Rickard Borman when Rickard came to Chicago and he showed. I mean, I knew it was going to be a good fight. I mean, I didn't know who's going to win, but when he showed what he had, and then I invited him back to Colorado. And he was supposed to be going with Tobias Sporong, right-handed. But because of and he agreed, but then because of the boycott, from the East, it ended up not working out. So I said to Rickard, I'm sorry about this, but I've got to put you with Pablo. And Pablo's the heavy, heavy favorite here, but I have no other choice. I don't have the East to, I don't have anybody to throw at you with this particular event. And I said, but whatever happens, you're going to be invited back for sure. Don't worry about that. And he said, oh, don't worry. He said, I'm going to win. I mean, he actually, I'm like, wow,
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty incredible. But anyway, so now this is going to be a really good match as well with Schoolboy.
Like coming in and being the underdog, I think it's one of the best positions you could ever have.
Yeah.
I'm not always here when I have matches. To be honest, Neil knows we've been actually having a few issues in finding me matches. But there, nobody actually knows me. So coming in and not being expected not to win, I'm not even talking about winning, expected to not even be competitive. I'm loving that. It's been a long time since I've been put in that scenario. And I feel like there's like this fire burning, but I'm keeping it. I'm suppressing it. And on the day, I'm just going to test every little thing I can on that table. And there's nothing stopping me. There's literally nothing going to stop me in that moment. I love being in this posture. I haven't been in it in a long time, but I'm loving this.
Yeah, that's great. I love the attitude.
And that's what's awesome. Like look at Bogdan, look at guys like Bogdan, look at guys like Rickard. Like, even though Bogdan has been in the sport for so long, like let's consider him more like just that underground level of a lesser known entity. And then Rickard with being newer in the sport like this. So consider this all as like that newer blood coming into it, like the depth of talent that's coming into this and what they're able to bring is creating a certain level of excitement for a lot of the fans out there to want to see more of these types of guys. And that's what's awesome. Like that's what is so awesome about seeing this. So it's incredible just getting the opportunity to be side by side with these guys, to be able to pull with them at a certain level. Like it's like I've said it before. Like I gotta keep pinching myself to say, wow, I'm sitting in a room with these guys. Like it's amazing that I'm here.
Yeah. So you know what, Jason? All the doubters, let's just tell them, yeah, well, you better get your popcorn and buy that pay-per-view. That's all we're saying. Just and get something to wipe your tears off.
You know what was funny? While I was getting driven over, so this goes along with the doubters and stuff like that. While while I was getting driven over from the airport at Salt Lake City, me and Paul Talbot got driven over together, and we arrived, and Bob was in the lobby, and Bob said he's joking around, but Bob says, "Oh, so the first guys to arrive are the B-level guys for this event." And I went right over to Bob and I said, Bob, guess what? One of these B-level guys is going to win the whole thing. And guess who was in the finals? Me and Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Get
yeah,
the
it goes
hanky, wipe the
along.
tears, get the popcorn, and enjoy
Yeah.
the ride, boys. This is going to
That's
be a
it.
fun one.
That's it.
Yep. Yep. That we've got some great talent. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jason, that this new talent coming up. I mean, this is huge. It's getting a lot of excitement into the sport because East versus West's biggest complaint that I've heard over and over is it's the same guys. You just got the same guys. You're just recirculating the same guys, and that's kind of true. I mean, that's what it was. That's not what it is. That's not what it's going to be, and that's not what it's becoming. I mean, you hit it on the head, Jason. It's the younger guys, the newer guys coming up, rising up. It's that's where, because we can't rely on the older guys to keep carrying us, especially in the West and in North America.
Yeah.
Um, it's got to be the newer guys, and they got a lot of them. Got Storm Chelino coming back. He's a real force. He's from your area as well, Jason.
Yes, he is.
And he's going to be there, at the tournament. But he's going to be back, and he's going to be in East first. I mean, I can see it very clearly. I've already talked to Storm about it, but we want to get him back, and he's already. I mean, he did very well yesterday, and like I knew he would. But yeah, we've got a lot of guys, not just these few, but we've also got some of the old guard, And so I'll give you this, Neil, since I always give you something on your show that nobody else ever gets. Neil, are you still there?
I am listening.
Right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mr. Baxter.
Okay, so somebody called in. It was actually Ian Carnegie who called in and cut me off, or cut off. I almost lost you guys, so I'll call him back after. But so the other one that nobody knows about, I don't even think Snerzana knows about this yet, but we're going to have a match coming up very, very soon in Vienna, Austria, with Oleg Petrenko, who no one can touch him. I mean, you've seen it. Like, there isn't anybody in the world that can touch this guy. I mean, but he needs somebody, right? So guess who's stepped up to the plate? Our very own Todzilla. So this is going to be, it's going to be a great, great match. But we're gonna have too many. The problem with Vienna, we have too many great matches. We're using all these headliner. I mean, like they could be. I mean, we've got 5 matches that could be headliners just by themselves, that we're all throwing at one event. So anyway, we'll be announcing some soon, but that to me is exciting because Petrenko just has nobody. I mean, like, yeah, the guys that I thought would be able to. Go ahead.
Is that a 95 or 105?
That's at 105. That's at 105. So
okay, Todd's going up.
Yep.
Yep. Todd's already secured. Like, there's nobody that in the 95s for Todd. He's got to go up. Just like Wall did to him. They made him go up. I mean, but I'm not making him go up. I actually asked Todd still. I said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "I love it. I will do great. I mean, like, so he's completely confident, which I love. Of course, Petrenko is too. Somebody's going to lose. But anyway, that's going to be that's going to be great. Of course, the Vitali versus Levon match is going to be the main. I mean, that's the real headliner, but we're going to have quite a few great ones.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
What about Alejan the Bank Muratov?
Yeah, so Alajan, he's agreed publicly to pull Devin at that event.
Let's
So
go, Alejan the Bank.
yeah, so I'm not holding my breath. I see. Now, keep in mind, I love Alajan. Alajan is one of my favorite pullers of all time. I mean, I've known
Nice.
Alajan for 10 years. I mean, every time I go to WAF, but he can't speak a word of English, and I can't speak a word of Kazakh.
Well, they say it's the quiet ones you got to watch.
Yeah, he and I spent a lot of time together every WAF, and he's just he's a lot of fun, great guy. And for some reason, we haven't been able to line things up, contractually for him. I'm trying to. At first, I thought it was a language barrier, but anyway, so Devin and he worked out the, like, hey, we're going to do it. It's going to be in February. So I don't know. We're not going to announce that because we still have details to work out. But they both agreed.
Wow.
Love it. Take that to the bank, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And that's another one that could be a headliner, right? So we're using, like I said, using them all up in one event's not a very smart idea business wise, but it sure makes for a great event for like the fan of arm wrestling, like I am and you guys are. This is going to be phenomenal. So forget about the business side of it. It's going to be, and I think we're going to fill the stadium. It's a beautiful stadium in Vienna. That's
Show me the picture.
it's basically, I showed it to you. I mean, so it's massive. We're going to fill it. It's going to be the biggest venue in the world's ever seen for arm wrestling.
Mega.
And and filled. So it's not just going to be a biggest venue that's just got a few seats sold. It's going to be filled.
Tell you what, Robert Baxter, you keep talking like this, you make me want to get more stem cells in that wrist. Come back and smack that. Get me throw myself a Jason Merlo haircut. Get a nice brush, maybe a shampoo sponsor, and lose like, I don't know, 9 stone back in the mix. Just saying.
There you go. That's great. That's great. Well, we'd love to have you, Neil.
Mate, I'll tell you what, that's what all the girls say.
Hey, Neil, if I wasn't the organizer, you and I could go.
We should do it.
We should.
We should do it, Robert.
Yeah, we should. We should. Let's get you back.
Class. That
I
would
want to see that match.
Absolute class. What a match. I've only got about 12 seconds in me, so if it goes longer than that, get a defib. Like when Jerry was pulling Gennady Quickvenia and I was going, oh shit, where's the defib? When he went purple. Yeah. And it was like, oh God, thought he was going to die.
Wow.
I might be like that. So I'm just, the other one that scared me to death, where he was Wagner. I think Wagner was Zerano. Yes. That was terrifying. Yes. Oh my God, get more sugar into him. We're putting like cola bottles in him. Kept smacking himself.
You're feeding him gummy bears.
Oh man. That's terrible. Let's get it booked. So let's have a look. We just had a super chat come in. Insipid would love to see Neil pull again, mate. So would I. Actually, my missus wouldn't. In fact, she'd probably divorce me. I say, guess what, love? You start
your first love is arm wrestling, though, Neil. Tell her, make sure she understands.
100%, but kind of woman that if I tell her that, she'll say, and let it be your last one, Chubbs.
Well, we won't tell her. We won't tell her that. Keep it between us.
Yeah, you're not listening. We'll keep it between us. All right, she doesn't watch it. Jason, say nothing. Keep it between us, mate. Keep it between us. So, guys, we've been on here for about an hour and 30 minutes. So we're going to wrap it up there. But I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for tuning in and checking out the show tonight. Some big news. Great to have Robert Baxter on here with us tonight again. We had Jason Merlo in the house. He will be on it with Mayan in just a couple of weeks' time. Left-hand banger. Right-handed, it's all about Bogdan Stoiker and Paul Lynn. Only a couple of weeks away, guys. Get ready for East versus West 21, Atlantic City. And if you're in that area, remember, make it out there Friday for the tournament. As Robert said earlier, big opportunity. If you can do something in there, then you will be on the undercard. So massive opportunity there. And more importantly, a great opportunity for you to get spotted. We want to see talent. I can't wait to be walking around that venue that night looking for guys so that we can, you never know, have you guys on here very soon if you make the grade. We're looking for the new talent in East versus West. It's an exciting time for arm wrestling. Guys, if this is your first time here on Supernatural Strength, please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you all again here on The Fix next week. Biggity bong, mother fluffers. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks, guys.
Take care,
Take care.
guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bye, Jason. Bye, Robert.
See you soon.